Free agency is set to kick off this Monday. That's right. The madness begins. Things are already going on in the NFL as far as players being released. We need to figure out who the 49ers need to target this free agency. They got to get better in 2025. The countdown begins. Mike, you ready?
You damn right.
What's going on, 49er faithful? Welcome to the BAM Show. It's your boys, the Wayne Breezy, Mike Andrews from Nothing But Niners. We are here back on a Friday, Freestyle Friday, kicking it live. Shout out to everybody that's watching on the YouTube, on the Twitter, a.k.a. X. Mike, it's a lot of stuff going down. You got team reset and Jed York apparently pissed off. Just what's your quick overall take on the 49ers state of mind right now? Like, what's good?
Believe only half of what you read and even less of what you hear. That's what I'm going to say.
So believe half of what you read and less.
If they put it in ink, there's a motive behind it, but only believe half of that.
Okay.
And less of what you hear, because it's even worse when people just be talking.
You know, it's
that
funny.
Makes it sound like they shouldn't listen to us, don't it?
That's why I was about to change the subject. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the BAM Show. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button. Feel free to subscribe if this is your first time watching the show here on the channel, man. Appreciate everybody, all the supporters of the Wayne Breezy channel, man. Things are definitely starting to pick up and heat up, and I owe it all to you guys out there, man. And feel free, if you want to support the stream, man, go ahead and click on that join button. There's a link in the description of the show. Mike, we're talking, Mike Silver wrote what he felt Jed York was feeling, right? I mean, you didn't get no really quotes out of Jed York from that article, but just based on being, or did you? Did you? I'm sorry. You made the gesture.
Oh, no. I ain't reading nothing Mike Silver wrote.
Oh. Well, I'm just saying, I'm saying like he basically was going off of what he heard, what he seen, what he felt, what he, the vibe. You know what I mean? I just wanted to, I'm not trying to poke you. I'm just wanting to get your initial thoughts on, I'll put it like this. Are the 49ers in this reset mode, which is what's going on out there real quick?
I mean, it's only so many times that the owner and the GM can come out and talk about cash, right?
Yeah. This is a cash thing too, not cap. Cash and cap, two different things.
Very good. Very important distinction, right? But like, it's only so many times you can hear it and then say, oh, the Niners want to sell 10% of the team for $900 million because they got a $9 billion valuation, right? Okay, so that means that there is some sort of desire for extra cash, period. Now you can speculate. Now you can say, well, I saw this and I heard this and I thought that. I've been telling people that I think that there's a dark cloud around Kyle Shanahan. I think it's hard for people to want to come into this building and work with Kyle Shanahan. I've said that.
Interesting.
I think that Kyle Shanahan is entitled. I think that he's got a name. And some people may feel that he don't deserve it. Some people may think he's too arrogant. What have you actually earned? What have you actually done? And I find it odd that for a team that has as much turnover in our building as far as coaching staff and front office, that is so hard for us to get established people to come in and be coordinators, be position coaches. It's got to be this constant thing of bringing people up through the rankings. Like when do we finally say, all right, we're going all in. We need a veteran DC. We need a veteran secondary. You know what I'm saying? Like, when do we put the chips all on the table?
They just
every
did
time.
it.
No, they didn't.
Yes, they did.
You mean now? Like right now? Like what? Robert Saleh?
Like you can't even say that anymore if we just did it. Like it's null and void now. But you just said it.
Here's the caveat. I felt this way for a while. No, it is. Watch this. I felt this way for a while, so I've been wondering. This is the one time we've seen it happen.
There's reasons why they've done it, though, Mike. You know that.
It was someone that Kyle Shanahan knew for a long time and gave his first opportunity to. So even that, I got a little asterisk next to.
Listen, I'm not saying Kyle Shanahan doesn't have issues and that he can't get better. I think no one critiques Kyle Shanahan more than myself and you. Like I feel like we critique him. I feel like as a head coach, though, he's going to get certain passes that maybe some other head coaches don't get. There goes your entitlement that you just spoke about. But, he's also dealt with a lot of adversity as a head coach. And you got to think about it. Like, every time we get on a run, then here comes the injuries. It ain't Kyle's fault players get injured. Like, players get injured. Or is it Kyle's fault? So it's just a weird situation. But as far as the article, which I'll be breaking down a little bit later on this weekend, as far as the article, though, this is more about, to me, Jed York kind of like putting a limit on the spending. Cash. Yeah, I just want to make that clear on what Kyle's probably been doing, getting his guys in here, spending the big money, like all that type of stuff. That's why you said believe half of what you read and something of what you heard already. I forgot it just that quick. But my point is, I think there's some validity to some of the things that was said, but I think that from what we've seen, from what I've seen so far this offseason, Kyle made it adamant that he wanted to focus on his coaching staff. How did he do that? Well, we got our asses whipped. We finished 6-11, and the first thing we did, he put all the chips, all the poker chips in on Robert Saleh. We did the shows. We talked about it. We said we were all in, and then we were going to settle for Brandon Staley, or we were going to settle for whatever. And we get Robert Saleh. So that's step in the right direction, number one, right? Like, you got your veteran DC. Kyle trusts him. Kyle could get back to figuring out this whole offensive situation, which is, to me, needs to be his main focus, priority.
I agree.
So I just feel like we're taking steps in the right direction as far as from a coaching perspective. I think Jed York wants to take steps in the right direction from a financial perspective. And now can we finally figure out how we're going to get over this hump? Like, I think that's the key.
I agree with you, and I feel like the hump can't be the roster anymore, right? So the roster has more A-plus players than it has D-minus players or D players. You know what I'm saying? There's more A, B players on this team than C, D, and F players on this team. So the roster can't be the issue, okay? And then that means that
it can be. Can I say that? All right, hear me out. It can be the issue when your A plus B plus players can't play. So now you got to go with, when they can't go, now you got to go with the DF players or CDF players, or you go try and find a B player or a C player off the street, and it just don't seem to work out for Kyle Shanahan. Like, it just rarely works out.
Right, which I think, okay. So when you get to those middle tier players, right, those average guys, I think it's up to the coaching staff to get the best out of them. Yeah, now we're talking.
But not everybody, right, but you can't put that just on Kyle Shanahan. You talk about now the whole.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't, because the linebackers coaches need to do their job. The coaches need to do, offensive line need to do their job. Safety, secondary. It's Kyle Shanahan. He's over all of that, but he's trusting these guys to get the best out of the players.
They're Kyle's guys. They're Kyle's guys.
Okay. All right. You're right. They all Kyle's guys. Gotcha. They're all Kyle's guys. You said it. You got it. They're all Kyle's guys. So, Kyle, since they're your guys, it's your fault that your guys aren't getting the best out of the players. Gotcha. It's a valid argument.
I just don't know how many times we can keep running the same stuff out there, getting the same results, and then being like, but it's okay because it's not Kyle. Like, I don't get. At what point do we start pointing the finger at Kyle? Right? Like, when we
always point the finger at Kyle because he's the head coach, but it's the other guys got to do their job. Like, Kyle can't make the guys do their job. Like, so then it ain't Kyle's fault that his coach ain't doing his job. If somebody failed to do the job and you're their supervisor, it ain't your fault. Like, it's their fault. You might be over on top of them, but it's on them.
Like, you don't think that supervisors get reprimanded when one of their constituents fuck up?
They do get reprimanded. I didn't say they get reprimanded, but it ain't all on you, is what I'm saying. It ain't all on you. You didn't hire them. Your company hired them.
But if I did hire them.
Okay.
If I did hire them, if I did the interview process, and I hired 10 guys and 6 of them are mess ups from the very beginning, You don't think that reflects on me and my
reflects
my
on you,
talent
for sure.
evaluation,
Of
my
course.
ability as a talent evaluator?
Of course it reflects on you, but it's not all your fault. Do you understand my point? It reflects on you, and you might suck at evaluating talent. You might need better help at evaluating talent, but there's times when you get your talent right. So you get like it. You take it. It's dude. It's not all on you. It's not all on the head coach. It's not all on the players. Like everybody got to do their job. Like everybody. The players got to put in their part to be better. They got to study more. They got to do this. They got to do that. Like you can't blame the teacher all the time if the students fail. What if the student got?
What you're saying is it's not 100% on one person, then yes, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay.
Now I'm not saying that it doesn't come back to you because you're the person in charge, right? If in my classroom 100 students, like I have 20 students and 19 of them failed, then it's on me. I'm doing something wrong. If I have one student that failed, hold on. If I have one student that failed, right, then maybe it's the student and I got to figure out what they can do to be a little bit better. Not all Kyle's coaches are failing. Not all of them. Not all the talent isn't being developed. I just don't think some of the players that we bring in here may just not fit, bro. That's the whole part of resetting. You might got to get. I don't even know what the fit is. I don't know what the scheme, system, whatever. We went from outside zone to power running, and now we're trying to go back to outside zone because we don't have the players that run outside zone. It's just a ball of confusion, right?
Yes. I feel like we saying the same thing, but
No,
we never
definitely
know
not
how to
saying
say it
thing.
the
We're
right
not
way
saying the same
because
you're putting all the blame on one person and I'm spreading the blame out. But the person that's in charge needs to figure it out. Like they got to get better at bringing in better people.
it's been the same offensive line coach. It's been the same defensive line coach.
Yeah,
and
but we can't give credit. But we can't sit there and say, "Oh, Dominic Pooney, best player ever," and not give the credit to the coach. Like at the end of the day, like if he's getting some players to do it and some players not to do it, can't just be the coach. It could just be he don't have the right players to run the way he wants to run his offensive line. If he had 5 Dominic Pooneys, we wouldn't be having this conversation. If we had 5 Trent Williams, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
But we
also got to factor in money too. Like that. Like that's the difference between football and the real world. Because the cap, because what you pay these players, you get what I'm saying? Like you can't have the best center, you can't have you can't have the highest paid center, highest paid offensive line. We just can't do it. Like you can't. No team does that.
But you can go and get the worst that fits though. You can go get the worst fitting puzzle piece, right? You just said yourself, and this is why I was like really happy with what you said, and I was like, I think we're saying the same thing, right? We used to run this kind of zone or this kind of scheme, and now it's like,
we lost those type of running backs, right? And then we also
before the running backs, we were drafting offensive linemen that didn't fit the scheme.
I agree. I never agreed with the Aaron Banks, but that means we were trying to make a shift. We were trying to change. We were shifting. We were changing from outside zone to power scheme. Let's go back to the Deebo Samuel situation. We drafted Deebo Samuel, and then we went from that type of offense, and so now we want to throw the ball 30, 40, 50 yards down the field. Like you said it yourself. Last season, the offense was shifting. I'm like, nah, it's the same. No, it's shifting. And I'm like, nah, it's the same. And it literally was shifting. We were telling Deebo, I need you to run 20, 30 yards down the field. The brother was tired by the time he got to 12 yards. Like, at the end of the day, it was just like, yo, the offense was changing and the players weren't fitting. That's all I'm saying. It's not just because of the coach. Like, if this player don't fit what you're trying to make him do, that's not on the coach. That player probably can't do what you're trying to make him to do. Why not just go back to what was working?
But if you're making significant changes like that, shouldn't your coaching staff reflect the type of changes you're trying to make? The coaching staff stayed. It was.
I mean, you don't just get rid of your coaches, bro. Like, I'm not gonna just.
But that's right there. That's the problem, right there. And so, if Jed York is getting frustrated at something, it's that right there, right? So if Kyle comes in,
he's getting frustrated at the players and them spending money. Let's just be clear. He's getting frustrated
Jed York
at
is saying,
the amount of cash he's playing out of his pocket to the players that Kyle Shanahan is
I'm not going to
advocating
keep
for.
paying these players that you keep going and tell me to go get
Yeah.
if they don't fit what the hell you showing me we supposed to be doing.
Right. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's what we were saying. But
Yeah.
but coaches is different. Like the coach's situation is different from the player's situation. I think Jed York is more upset about the player's situation, and we trying to get Kyle Shanahan. I think what I'm saying is I think Kyle Shanahan is taking a step in the right direction to get his coaches on board, because that's going to be the key. Like, you can't have a vision and the people that you have to rock with you with your vision, they got to be all in on your vision, right? And so that's why I say at the end of the day, in the grand scheme of things, it is on Kyle Shanahan, but he's hoping that the people that he picked to run this will just do their damn job. It may not work. Robert Saleh could be ass. We'll never know until we get out there. Now, the whole point of us doing this episode, thanks for tuning in, guys. We gave you 15 minutes of raw bam. No pause, right? It's to talk about what the Niners need to freaking do. You know what I mean? Isn't and we got free agency coming up. So before we can even get into draft talk and to figure out where we're going in the draft, we do mock drafts. We doing them right now. They're for fun. We can't really dig in to the mock drafts because we don't know what the hell we gonna do in free agency. So Mike, here's the thing, man. I got a poll question going on saying which position the 49ers need several needs in free agency. Which position group needs the most attention? And the choices are center, linebacker, edge, defensive tackle. Now, those are the choices. I'm sure people want to say other, and that's fine. But right now, in the lead, the center position is at 44% in the voting. And so that's part of the offensive line. And I want to get your take on the poll question first, and then let's go ahead and get into these are Mike's top free agent targets, by the way. I want to make sure I make that shit clear.
What position?
Nah, because
I'm gonna get you later.
No,
I'm gonna get you later. It's
because
cool.
I'm gonna be doing snip. Hold on, Mike. You just messed up, man. This is a preface show to set up. I'm gonna be doing my my free agent targets. I like to do the reels. So I don't know.
That's true. Okay, I get you. So
yeah, like so. You know what I'm saying?
I know
this is where we collectively come together. But this is you.
What position group did you say was leading your poll?
The center position.
You damn right. And that's because my top priority free agent for the San Francisco 49ers should be center Drew Dahlman. Bring that man home. Son of Chris Dahlman, 49ers legend. I say go out there and bring this man home. This young man is the one that we need here, guys. He is absolutely the one that we need here. He's only 26, 27 years old, right? Like, this is the guy that you want. We need an established center. Now, he only played in 9 games last year. Wayne, can you tell me what his story was? What happened with him? Because I agree with the poll, by the way. I agree with the poll. And, by the way, if I had to tweak the poll one way, I think I would have thrown in wide receiver and taken off the linebacker.
Really? So you like our linebacker and Fred Warner?
I like Fred Warner plus the 2 that have been here at least and another opportunity to grow versus no Debo, no Ayuk as of right now. I like that situation more than I like no Debo, no Ayuk.
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, Chris Dahlman, he did play. Like Atlanta had several linemen. Of course, I think they traded us one, right? We got Matt Hennessy from them, who I felt like was currently the guy before, and then Chris Dahlman ended up taking over, if I'm not mistaken. That would probably be why you got the 9 games from the Atlanta Falcons. And so, the 49ers, the thing I like about Drew Dahlman, excuse me, not Chris, that's his dad. The thing I like about Drew Dahlman is the simple fact, A, he's young, B, he can run this outside zone system. And so when you think about the missing element to Kyle Shanahan's system, it's the center. It's always been the center. And the last time this offense flowed with I wouldn't even say the offensive line was good, but when you had a center and a left tackle and a prominent guard, 3 pieces out of 5, the offensive line was damn solid. You see what I'm saying? Offensive line was solid. And so I I'm curious to see how the 49ers address that position because we already know Jake Brendel. I think it's the last year of his deal. He's not a good fit. He's not a good fit. He was serviceable, but he's not a good fit. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so maybe he'll be a good fit somewhere else. I don't know how the 49ers are going to get Drew Dahlman. I think he's going to get big money. You know what I'm saying? Okay, my apologies. He was taken off their practice squad last year. Okay, my bad. I know we picked him up. I just didn't remember how we picked him up. So either way,
he came from the Falcons. Like, y'all know what? Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay. I was wrong. They like to correct me when I'm wrong, and it's cool. I just know we got him, and then he was on our roster. I don't even think we put him on our practice squad because we didn't want to lose him. And now he's signed, and I think it's gonna be a great camp battle this year. I think the camp battle, if they don't get Drew Dahlman, I think the battle is going to be Hennessy versus Brindle, and I think they draft a guy, or it could be what's my guy from Michigan? I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They undrafted Drake Nugent, maybe one of those guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like so we'll see. He's on the practice squad, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? So my apologies, but he's tiny dude. But he plays center. That's what he does. He plays it damn well. Played it for the Michigan Wolverines when they won the championship. So interesting to see how they use him. But I do like getting Drew Dahlman. I'm not gonna lie. Like that for me, outside of our team, I feel like that should be priority number one. Like I feel like if you can make the offensive line better just by upgrading the center position, it will be night and day. That's just my theory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think that bringing both of these guys in from the Falcons, right, and knowing that they know each other well, they're going to push each other. Yeah. They're going to push each other, though, right? And you might end up seeing one of these guys winning. Now, if we're going to give Dahlman the money, he should be the starter. You might actually see Hennessy be like, you know what, hey, man, I can at least be a guard.
But he signed a 2-year contract with us too.
Yeah.
It just won't be. It just ain't the money.
It won't be for that. It won't be for the. Yeah.
Dahlman's at prime real estate age,
Yeah.
And
All right.
He was the fourth best center too, ranked in PFF too. I wanted to put that out there.
Last year, even only 9 games.
Yeah, last year.
What about the year before that? Like, because the two previous seasons, it was 14 games and then 17 games respectively. How are his numbers in those games? Because he's a starter. Like, he's a bona fide starter. Other than his rookie year, he is a certified starter. So I don't know what he looked like in 2023 and 2022.
Yeah. All right. So 4-year guy going in, free agent. Obviously, first year was good. His best year though was in 2023. And his 2022 he played the most snaps, so he had over 1,000 snaps at the center position. I mean, offensive grade was a 65.9 that year. Run blocking was better than his pass blocking. His run block, he's a better run blocking center than he is pass blocking center off the top, which we need. We need the guy that can kick out to the second level. We're trying to get back to the outside zone. Like I really think he's a zone scheme fit, and this is why I feel like the 49ers got to go after him, even if we only got $34-something million in cap space before any restructures. I just want to put that out there. The dead cap money is already taken care of, but we're going to have $34 million to spend unless we extend George Kittle. I'm expecting George Kittle extension and at least another Fred Warner restructure to lessen the cap. I think the Niners will have about $50 to $60 million to play with in free agency. And so apparently he's supposed to be getting like a blockbuster deal from the Chicago Bears, but they have the bread. So I can kind of understand if he chose to go with the Bears. He's a free agent, so he can go wherever he wants.
He wants to win. He coming here.
Yeah. Just in his career, he's only allowed 4 sacks, 12 hits, and 54 hurries, so a total of 70 pressures he's given up. But he has 23 penalties though called out in his career. Like I said, his worst.
That's a bit high.
That's in 4 years though. That's not 1 year. That's in 4 years.
And 1 year he didn't play, so it's 3 years really of play. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So
I get what you're saying.
I mean, like I said,
rookie year he didn't play.
Yeah, he didn't play. Yeah, he only played 68 snaps that year.
Mm-hmm.
So it could be interesting. You know what I'm saying? So it could be interesting. So we'll see what happens, man. It's going to be fun to watch. All right. So you got center. Who's your second?
What position was second? In
the position
poll,
that's that's in second right now.
Make sure y'all go vote in the poll. You got to head on over to the YouTube channel though. Go ahead
defensive tackle is second.
Oh, well, what a coinky dink. Guess what position I have second as well? Yo, man, our supporters are on fire.
Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew, baby.
Yeah. I like it. I'm going defensive tackle, and this name might surprise some people because he just became available or rumored to become available.
No, he's available.
Like today?
Yeah, he got
Jonathan Allen is being released, or he got released by the Washington Commanders, and this guy is going to be available. Now, Mike, why on earth would this guy be appealing to you? He didn't finish the season. All right. He only played in 8 games last year. Like, what in the hell?
Injury. He had an injury last year. I will say that.
Bingo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think that he can come in here, won't get tippity-top money, going to get some decent money, but this guy is good. He's entering his physical prime, right? This is going to sound crazy, I like 28 to 33-year-old defensive tackles. I like those big, strong, immovable forces, right? You get that old man, grown man strength going in there, right? So I want Jonathan Allen to come in here and be that guy. He's going to guy that not only is he good against the run, he actually got a little bit of pass rush to him too. And you don't see that consistently from the defensive tackles that aren't like real pass rush defensive tackles. But he's got that in him. So I like that. What do you think of this young man?
Definitely think as a veteran, man, 2017 is when he came into the league. How ironic was it that was Kyle's first year in the league? They couldn't draft him. I'm sure they wanted to go edge. That was the premier position that you go, especially when you're drafting high in the draft. You want to go edge rusher. You want to go whatever. He did get drafted in 2017, and I feel like he's just one of those players that the 49ers have always had on their radar to go back to that draft board in 2017. And the question is how much? The question is how much is he willing to play for? He does look like he has a lot of football left, a lot of tread left on his tires. He didn't have the last 2 seasons were kind of down seasons for him. And you know that can be somewhat to think. But if I'm the 49ers, man, I would be looking to get, and I don't know what you call these type of players, but bargain players. Go for the elderly players, right? That can still come in on a rotational basis. He doesn't have to be the guy that plays every snap, but on those rundowns, you want him out there. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like this would be perfect for the San Francisco 49ers, especially if they can get him on a 1 or 2 year deal, right? It'd be way better than what they did with Javon Hargrave, and that was a bust, and they're going to be moving on from him and paying that dead money. And when you look at this, it's just like, man, you could get this guy in here, and he can probably, healthy-wise, be a good plug stopper. This does not mean that they don't address this position in the draft, but they go into the draft knowing they don't have any holes. They got to fill the holes, and he fills and plugs holes. And my thing is, I just want Fred Warner to come downhill untouched. I'm tired of offensive linemen on Fred Warner. It's putting wear and tear on his body, and then when he gets banged up, we get mad. It's because the offensive line the defensive line can't do their job. They're allowing the offensive line from the other team to block him.
To get to that second level.
Second level.
And they putting a lot of weight pressure on him, hitting him blindside. Oh, yeah. I see. Yeah.
Yeah. And so just out of his career, man, 48 sacks in his 7 years in the league. So 48 sacks, 67 hits, 209 hurries. All right. So this dude has 324 total pressures. And again, he gets him in. If we can get anything like that 2021, 2022 season from him, I wonder how cool him and Trent Williams are too. I wonder if that helps.
Look at that.
They look like they boys though, right?
I mean, the size of them, I would not want to be in a room when they walk in.
Nah, man, that's the Twin Towers, man. I don't know if you remember that wrestling group, but that's the Twin Towers right there, bro. You remember the Twin Towers?
No, I think I remember the
They
Bushwhack
were a tag
brothers.
team. Who were the Twin Towers? Was it Big Boss Man and...
Oh, no, Earthquake and Typhoon.
Earthquake and Typhoon. Yeah.
Those are the big boys, I remember,
Yeah. So, I mean, look, to me, it'd be a cheap upgrade. You don't have to necessarily. Those were the natural disasters. Okay, hold on. We got to look it up. Mike, you're supposed to be the Twitter king, man. You're supposed
sorry.
To be the
my bad. All right, I'll look it up. My bad. I don't
Twin
remember
Towers,
what you called them.
man. I'm trying to tell you,
wrestling.
the Twin Towers. Natural disasters was Earthquake and Typhoon. That was their names. Mike got me agreeing with him, and we was wrong. Like, you know what I mean?
Wrestlers team. All right.
Twin Towers was Undertaker. Come on, Justin, give me the other one.
No, it was not. It wasn't.
I don't remember that being the Undertaker neither. I don't.
It says it was Boss Man and Akeem.
Am I not good? Did I not say Big Boss Man?
Akeem.
Did I not say Big Boss Man? I know it was Big Boss Man. I don't know who the hell Akeem is.
These guys are.
You know Big Boss Man. Big Boss Man dressed up in the police outfit.
I wasn't watching no cop beat on. Never mind. Let me just.
Okay.
Nope.
Who's
I don't
Akeem?
remember.
I don't remember
I don't
Akeem.
know.
Sound black though. I give it to him. He was a black.
Well, he's not. He looked like.
He wasn't.
Wait.
Was he?
No. You want to? Wait. No, he wasn't black. You want to see this picture? Wait. What am I looking at here? He got like a doobie on, bro. Like maybe he was supposed to be black, but he not black. I'm gonna do a share screen.
Yo, I'm gonna get.
You got to see this.
So banned.
No, we about to get fired. Look at this, Wayne. What?
I remember Akeem, but who was Akeem before he was Akeem? He was a different wrestler before he was Akeem. That's a different wrestler. I can't think of his regular name.
Bro, what is he? What is that a dashi? Like what?
No, that's a Kufi, right?
Like why?
Well, because he was Akeem. He was Prince Akeem. All right. Anyway, so what was I saying, man? How do we even get here?
My last guy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't even count. I don't know what's going on no more.
That was Tugboat. Was that Tugboat, Rob D? Look up Tugboat for me and tell me if they look the same. I think that was Tugboat. No, I don't think that. What's that Tugboat? I don't know. Anyway, I get amped when we go back to old school wrestling, yo. But come on, man. If Mike said his name was Akeem,
I don't know. They look similar. But
ain't no way y'all thought that was gonna be Akeem.
Tugboat was Typhoon.
Right. They change names all the time, bro. He was Typhoon for the natural disasters. He was Tugboat. I think that's who Akeem was.
I thought Earthquake. I thought they were both black.
No.
Who were the big black wrestlers that were?
Shout out to Mike for not letting me go down this wormhole by myself because I said what I said, and I don't feel like, but thank you, Mike, for not letting me walk out on the cliff by myself.
Earthquake and Typhoon were white. Who am I thinking of? Oh shit, Wayne. I'm thinking about the comedian Earthquake.
You put in my mama name. Okay. All right. Bringing it back, Mike. Who's this third free agent now? On the poll question, the percentage is edge. So no one feels we need a linebacker. I like this. That means, and you know what's funny? I posted on my X. I said maybe the future is bright for the linebacking spot if they were to lose Dre Greenlaw. We have D Winters and such and such, right? And I got all this negative feedback, but yet here live, they don't want to address the position in free agency. It's blowing my mind.
It's the real deal, man. Because we saw some flashes, we saw some signs, but what we saw with people being in there when they weren't quite ready. We saw the physical ability, right? Now it's a matter of getting trust with each other, having a full offseason, knowing I'm going to be the starter or at least competing to be the starter, and not thinking, oh, I got that All-Pro in front of me and that Pro Bowler in front of me. I'm not touching the field unless, and then it's like, boom, now you out there, and Fred got to overcompensate. Go into the whole offseason knowing what the role is, and you'll perform better.
Yeah. Very well said. So who's your third guy?
All right, mine is a wide receiver. So I'm sorry, guys. I did not agree with what you guys said with edge because we're talking about free agency.
Agree with what you said with this wide receiver neither, but go ahead.
Well, I was looking at the list, and it's not a nice list. I'm not going to lie to you guys.
It's a very nice list, and you left the best person off this list, but that's cool. But let's go with your guy. No.
I'm going to.
Yep.
I'm going to go with.
Yep. Just
KJ Osborne.
KJ
Osborne should be a wide receiver.
Out of all the wide receivers you picked from the Commanders that are going to be free agents, you went with this guy?
Listen.
No, you listen.
You got to give me a better option.
You could have went Diami Brown. That would have been a way better option. I just feel like his best years in the NFL are done, bro. That was when he was with Minnesota. I don't even remember playing in any games in Washington. Matter of fact, I'm on Washington and I'm on his name.
He only played in one game for him.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He was with New England. He was with New England this year.
Oh, Osborne was with New England?
Oh, snap. He was with Washington. What the fuck? Flickety flack.
Okay.
Look at that.
All right. We got
You're
some
right.
names out here that's being thrown out here.
Wait.
Peachy says-
First, I gotta say why.
Okay, go ahead. Yep, you say
I
why.
gotta say
and
why.
then I'm gonna let
okay?
them thrash you for 2 minutes. I got to
No, that's
substance
fine.
podcast. Yeah, for sure.
I need KJ Osborne to come out here and be Kendrick Bourne for the 49ers. I need a 6 foot, 200-pound guy
But we
that's not
got
afraid to go
Jawan
across
Jennings
the middle.
That could be cringing born.
I understand that. But Jawan Jennings might be taking on a larger role because there's no Debo and there's no.
Now, if they bring in a larger role to take on Debo's role,
in who?
They could go get
ahead.
Devontae Adams.
What they say in the chat? What they
All
say
right.
in the chat?
So
who we
Peachy
got
says,
here?
really
They
want
can't
Keenan
afford
Allen.
Devontae
They
Adams.
can afford, and first of all, they can afford anybody they want. Like, stop.
You just told me we was gonna get outbid for a center, and now we can get Devontae Adams.
Yeah, because you don't want to lock that position up. I didn't say we. Listen, it's crazy how the Niners work. They'll pay prime real estate for a position that they feel like is going to get them over the hump. The Niners have been serviceable on the offensive line. They'll draft a guy, I hope, but you're not going to find Devontae Adams in the draft. You could find a better version of Jake Brendel in the draft, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so
agree.
there you go. That's how you fix that. So go get Devontae Adams. I'm just saying, like, you want.
I just think that
I think
if they
the
talk about us
production.
wasting money, we're not going out there to get.
I don't think that's wasting money. I think, look here and hear me out. Or any of these vets, I don't think it's wasting money because you need a true number one. You need a true X in this system. What Brandon Ayuk was becoming beneath, like right before our eyes, was amazing. And none of the receivers we have can do that. None of them. Not Jawan Jennings. Not Ricky Pearsall. Not Jacob. They're good at certain traits. You get him, or you get any one of these guys that can be lined up in the X or the Y position at the wide receiver position. Now you're forcing defenses to play differently. And I just don't want defenses to be cheating the moment they get on field. Mike, how many times we watch the game and I'll be like, yo, how come we can't do what other teams do on the defenses that we see? It's like they got the cheat code and they know everything we're doing.
Yep.
And it's just we lock and key. And so like they gotta get a man beater, pause. They gotta get a zone beat. They got plenty of zone beaters. I think Ricky Pearsall he feasts and beating and finding the holes in the zone. Like I think he just understands that. But they need a true X. I don't know if KJ Osborne is that, bro. Keenan Allen, Peachy says. Oscar says Devontae Adams. Everybody's posting stuff up in here. I tried to star as much stuff as I can. Elijah B.
I
says
thought about Elijah Moore,
Moore.
but he's a little
Interesting.
short. He's a little shorter than what I wanted. I mean, I settled at 6 foot, but Elijah Moore is somebody that I actually thought about.
Oh, you got to type.
Elijah.
I like that. You got to type. Like you got a specific like height and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, he's a little lighter too. He's on the lighter side, Elijah Moore.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Can he block? Can he? Don't he give you the Tank Dell vibes? Like if he get hit the wrong way, he's gonna be out for a while.
That's why I kind of stayed away from him. Yeah, but I did like that look initially. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When he came out in the draft, I loved the look. I'm not gonna lie. I was like, yo, that speed. Is he a Mississippi guy? Is Elijah Moore from Miss?
I think so, actually.
I like the Mississippi guys. I do. What about Tyler Lockett? Jack says Tyler Lockett.
Nah, I'm done with the grandpas.
Ooh.
That's me personally. Hey, don't take it the wrong way.
Ooh.
Ole Miss, baby.
Ole Miss, man. The Mississippi guys, man. They a little different in the NFL. They come in. That's why I like Trey Harris. I like him a lot. I feel like they have a good pedigree in the NFL. Speaking of Mississippi guys, he's not on your list, and I got to get up out of here. What are your thoughts on tight end 2 being Evan Ingram, who was released from the Jacksonville Jaguars?
I have wanted Evan Ingram since he was in the draft.
Yes, you
I
have.
felt like
Yes, you
I
have.
felt like I've been chasing
Yes,
a
you
dream,
have.
so that's why I didn't say nothing about it, man. But
Yes, you
yeah,
have.
I might be off. Just give me my
Don't
1 year.
bother
I
me.
need it, bro.
Bro, I
need
feel
it.
like you could sign him to a 2-year deal. He'll be the best tight end we've had added to this roster since Jordan Reed. Now, I understand that he had issues with injuries last year, but that whole offense was jacked up. I mean, Trevor Lawrence was banged up. But if you go back to the years, somebody had a nerve to put on my post about Evan Reed that he can't catch. I don't know if they watched the season prior where he led the league in receptions. I'm trying to figure out if they saw Last year was weird, right? No quarterback throwing him the ball, coming back off the injury. Yeah, he had a down season for sure. Had a down season. And, Jacksonville Jaguars are doing it. But I would love him. 12 personnel. Sign me up, man. Sign me. I know why you like Evan Reed, because you like Elijah Aurora. I get it.
Evan Ingram.
But Jordan Reed, same shit. Same
Jordan
thing.
Reed. Yeah,
all the same player.
Route him up.
Route him up. Route him up. You see what I did? I put them together at the same time.
Yeah.
You didn't have to correct me. I knew what I was doing.
My bad.
Even though
Okay.
I didn't know what I was doing. But Mike,
I let it slide the first 3 times. Though.
Yes, cool. You did. I said Evan Reed 3 times? No, I didn't. Let me see if
twice.
I said that in the chat.
Twice.
I don't see anybody saying I said that in the chat. So I think I said Evan Ingram.
All right.
Evan Ingram. We got a question, though, Mike. Evan Ingram or draft Harold Fannin Jr.?
Remember I said you liked Helm? This is who
no,
it was.
I never liked him. I don't know where you got that from.
I know. I made a mistake saying Helm.
Oh, it was
Harold
him.
Fannin is the one that you put me on to, and I was like,
yes.
oh, snap.
Yes.
Oh, snap. We might have something.
6'3". I know he's 6'3" and he runs a 4.7, but I don't care. Like, he's the most productive guy in college football.
And you said he could block also.
And he's the best blocking tight end in college
Like you were
football.
like, he's the combo. So with that being said, I'm going with the younger guy. I just told you I was tired of grandpa.
Okay,
so.
they said I said it twice, but not 3 times. Mike said I said it 3 times.
I said maybe twice. Okay. I said I let it slide.
I was putting them together, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
Mr. G says, Breezy, off subject. We lost another one. Yeah, man, Dwayne Higgins from 2020.
I saw that he was on hospice a couple days ago, so yeah.
He had cancer. Yeah, man. Prayers up to his family for sure. For sure. Mike, we got to dip up out of here, man. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Truly appreciate you guys. Love y'all. Shout out to the Breezy Bunch crew. Happy Friday. Enjoy y'all weekend. Mike, take us home, because I got to run to Bleacher.
Yeah, we live all the time, kicking it with the fam, bro. That's Breezy. I'm Mike, and this is The BAM Show.